I take this opportunity to welcome you again to Tula and share your experience and knowledge with our students.
Morning, friends. I'm not a professional speaker. Just I want to have time with you. I want to interact with you. I want to make little value to your time. It's all about my experience, which I can share with you. Where we'll be having this is a time. I think most of you are from first year and second year. Okay, so you will be. So you have to excel in your life. You have to all this time you learn through academic sessions, and you have to enter real world where nothing should surprise you, nothing should make you low or down. So that's the purpose. I thought, I'm joining this enclave. So I thought of spending some time with you. Basically, most of us have misinterpretation or idea about business. So that should be cleared at this age, this time actually. This is a stage where we'll be looking for right opportunity, we'll be facing the real world, real challenges. So I want to work on that. So basically, business is not simply making money. It's not simply looking for, if you are looking it as money, any money is it's a misconception. So basically, we add value to the products, goods and services. That is the way we create our space in the market. So most of the times we think that to start a business, we need resources, we need someone to guide, mentor, and resources like money or family background or something like that. You have living example, your chairman sir, and he started his life with almost zero, and without any support he could excel and he could create his space in the market. Similar lines, there are many people like me who created their own space in the market, irrespective of hurdles, breakdowns. Breakdowns are obvious in the life, whether it is business or whether it is in routine life. So we always learn from the breakdowns and we always learn from the failures. When we get success, we may not be in a position to learn from it. Usually we lose our strengths after success. We try to spare our energies for future. We don't utilize our energies. But when we get failed, that brings out of our internal energies and spirits to make more. First of all, you need to exist. You need to survive, for which you will be bringing out all the energies and all the potentialities you have. That is the way failure should be welcomed and failure should be taken as a learning experience. We can't stop our journey at failures. Basically, and one more thing I want to particularly want to share with you is to try to bring every shade of your life into your career also. So when you bring your, whatever the choice, fields, passions into career, you will be enjoying the work. That way you can excel. Otherwise it will be burdensome, you will not be in a position to enjoy the workspace. So that is the way I live, I'm living, and I'm into giving back, I'm into earning, I'm into making new ventures, diversifying my activity, and I brought my family, my wife with the 12th background, she joined my business, she is supporting my accounts and administration of office. And my son, he finished his BTech and he joined my business and is participating in a part of activity. So that is a way wherever I go. I mean, even in workspace also, I create my space where joy is part of career. So I'm having fun. I'm putting the things forward, and many failures I got. I visited a big zero 3 times in my life. Since I started business, I lost money, strength and everything, and I regained. I started again without losing the strength, without stopping the journey. So I'm not, I didn't come with any particular topic or any subject. Just I want to stand behind in front of you. So this is what about Dilip. So if you can practice. I welcome you to ask something, or we can discuss on any topic which made me, got through all the things and came here to reach certain position, and still we are excelling, still we are doing good, and moreover we are not into gambling. Business is not properly understood by few people. It is not gambling. It is not about trading. It is not about speculation. Beyond all these things, unless you add value to service and product, you are not going to exist in the market. I don't know what your books say because I never went through. But what life have taught me is this. I brought friendship in team members, among team members. We got successful working culture through that. So we can discuss it, I guess. Yes.
Currently, scenario is changing. Currently, scenario is changing. So we are going so far. Any suggestion for us so we can survive very confidently, very largely, very.
Yeah, it's depending on your career plans, you know. But don't compromise yourself. Anything is possible. Anything, simply, anything is possible unless you stop yourself at some point of time. And no resource required. Anybody can start from zero. Anybody can. Once you start journey, people will join, things will join. That is a big happens. We are never told like that. We always get discouraged with the parents or elders. What you have on hand to pursue your career in business. So other than that, about if you have any other career plans, it's a different issue. For business, I don't think your energies, your determination, you decide it and declare first. If you decide it and keep it yourself, nobody is going to, you are not going to create the environment. But when you declare it, people who may oppose, who may want to correct you also will be part of supporting you. They will be supporting you, indirectly or directly. So that is the way you first decide and declare. Once you declare you want to be an entrepreneur, obviously things will start working and your journey starts there. And this is the right time. After finishing, you pursue for career opportunities. After losing hopes on jobs, then you start working on business establishment would not be that good. You will be working with negative motion. Now you have lots of energies, lots of enthusiasm. That makes you working. That will do.
So we are talking about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
China is going so far.
Yes.
But why we are not?
No, work culture, political scenario, work culture.
They are focusing their past, their tradition, so that they are gaining from their tradition and making more and more employability and other things.
Yeah.
But we are focusing on forward to the Western culture, and now we are talking about the entrepreneurship. So how such things can be related?
China is doing good because of its culture. They are following culture.
They are following their tradition. They are banning Google and whatever the facility, the US, UK.
No, it's not because of tradition. It has their own reasons. They are banning Google and all. It's not because of traditional reasons. They want to stand independent. No?
That's the thing I'm talking about. We are talking about the entrepreneurship, but we are forwarding to the US, UK, and the others.
No, things have changed. Even the Western countries, West is looking looking towards India. I don't think that we are simply following their culture. Even culture also. We have mixed culture now. Particularly in Hyderabad, you can find every culture in Hyderabad. So we are still traditional, but still we are able to adopt other what we call cultures and all. That is fine. We are not losing. The only thing we are losing through is our corruption and our laziness, our lack of determination. That let's break it up. We are 100 years almost. So we can start working on that way. That is the way we have to. So instead of making others wrong, let's start our own journey. And it's less competition. If you find everyone working with full energy and dedication and ethically, so you are in a big competition. Now people are lazy and so we don't bother about the society. Let's start our journey, the society will join. That's all. Please.
Sir, I know it's just when I start a business, it's not a business, it's not a program. But it is a when the program comes when you stay in long time in the market. Okay. So what types of strategy used to stay a long time in the market and compete far better than others?
Yeah, there is a standard system. I don't believe in the social standards. How I deal with every negotiation, every bargain. When I sit in front of the table, I always care about the values he is giving and he is taking across the table. So unless I am happy with that, I never close the deal. I don't look for more gain or more loss. I look for a deal wherein both are winning situation, and also for long-term relation. This deal we may not gain. So in long term we will be gaining. That should be the way we should handle every transaction. Wherever we deal with, even it's between mother and son, even if you deal with your teachers, wherever. So both should be winning. Should not be on temporary basis. And if you win instantly also, it is not long-term relation. And you will be losing relation. That is more important. That may fetch you much more in terms of wealth or in terms of other way. I will give you one example. There was one, as I told you, I have products company. One apparel store at Bangalore, Anantapur, he used to use my software. He bought around 15,000, not a big amount, it was 15,000. I used to directly sell them. So he got convinced with my service and support. All the way he came from Anantapur to Hyderabad to get my service in constructions. Actually, he wanted to start one venture with own money and own land. He wants someone who can take up. So he convinced me. Usually we go behind the customers, but he convinced me because he got satisfied. Relation with MARAM on software line. So other line also he convinced me and got the order, which fetched me around 35 lakhs project. So that 10,000 if you don't give the value for that deal, if you see it in a small volume and if you don't convince the customer, justify the value, so you will be losing in long term. You never know who is going to give you big deal.
So what were the challenges you faced in commercial business?
In the early days, the biggest challenge is nobody is understanding business as a right sense. Maybe because I born in a business family. My father was a businessman, but he could not make it a big this thing. He limited to his own activity, which is limited to his capabilities. He didn't make it as a business house. And my father is 40 years elder to me. He was passed away 3 years back. And he never, that is not continued business. So by the time I finished my B.Tech and I declared, I want to be entrepreneur, he closed the business. So he was not in a position to support me. And basic, standby I didn't get. Nobody stood for me for business. So I had to, just out of my determination, I made everything. So there I struggled a lot. That is first thing. And I wanted to do it without resources. So that is a reason actually I want to do it, start from zero. That is the reason I started with one small electronics firm in a 10 by 12 shutter. Just procuring the goods which are almost 20 years, I did it in 23 years back. At that time, inverter was it's a piece, visual piece. Nobody used to use. So nobody got to bring awareness itself, I took around 6 months time. I went to each place wherever scope is there to use of inverter, and a few other products we dealt with. So that is a way. In the beginning, you had to struggle a lot to establish yourself as an entrepreneur. First, your branding is important. People should know you are dealing with this particular activity and you are committed to it. If you declare it out, I will pursue it for 6 months, then I will check for other options. So nobody is there to trust you. Nobody is there to deal with you. That is, they should see you a consistent businessman and a consistent, determined businessman. That's what really matters. And regarding procedures, we can hire people. We don't need domain tech know-how. If you want to do electronic business, you don't need to be an electronic engineer. You can hire n number of people. That is not at all required. You should have the managing capability of people from different domains and put them in a working system.
So you're talking about the right view. So what is your view of business?
Business is something where you can be king of your world.
So maybe it can be the right way or wrong way, sir?
Yeah, please. You want to
No,
give me
sir.
a wrong way?
No, sir. But you're talking about, sir, it's not about making profit.
Yeah.
So what else is included, sir?
Yeah, exactly. As I told you, you are king of your world. You can dictate your terms. You can dictate your behavior, your relation with the customers and vendors, both the areas. Okay. Unless you are profit, oriented approach, you can be very generous, friendly with both vendors and suppliers, vendors and customers. So that is the way you are justifying your value of life. You will be living joyful life, without stress, without happy life is important. No? You do everything for happiness, nothing else. So what gives you happiness should not be money. It can be in many other forms where when you are justifying your relation with every counterpart, so obviously you are happy. So that is the way I take, and I am happy. I can give you one example. I am on Facebook very actively. I brought my suppliers, I brought my customers, my relations, my childhood friends, everyone onto Facebook. So that transparency works. See, you want to do every part of your life, every domain you want to keep it secret with others. That is a way we are making our life stressful. We are losing our the gist of the life, no? We are losing part of enjoyment.
So we have become more selfish.
Selfish?
So we live for ourselves always.
Obvious. If someone is saying different, it is simply hypocritic. I don't believe it's self-deceiving. Even I do charity for myself, nothing else. I am supporting around 1,000 to 1,500 kids, government school, parentless kids. I am spending around 5 to 10 lakhs per annum from my own earning. We always mention it's a self-funded NGO. We never collect a donation from others. I am doing last 9 years because my parents used to say every time, we will start doing by 60 years, 65 years, they never did. They always thought. So I thought 35 would be the right age to stop. Because after 60 we may change our minds. We may not be in a position to. So I started it. So you got it, no?
Thanks, sir.
Business and entrepreneurship. So but I am still between these two terms, business and entrepreneurship. Can you please clarify these two?
No, I'm not an academician. If I know little also, I don't want to mention. You be yourself, that is more important than anything. So for being, when society allows you to be yourself, you are an entrepreneur. And there are every area that you have constraints. You take anything except a few creative artists. Everyone is living in a restrictive world. We are bound to do like this. We are bound to speak like this. Everything is restricted. So for entrepreneur, I guess it's possible to create your own world, your own defined and determined world. That is possible for entrepreneurs.
As well business. As well business.
Yeah.
What is main what you keep in mind when you start your business?
Pardon?
What is main what you keep in mind when you start your business?
To keep me satisfied. That was the first objective. Basically, I have nature. When I address my nature, I love living a set of people. That is one thing, and I love sacrifice for a set of people. Giving back, sharing wealth, or sharing my time with everyone. All these things made me to decide to become a businessman. And what to become? You mean my objective?
Yes, sir. The main what you also like earn money.
Money, I never cared. I never cared money. And I made money. I made this please.
Sir, how will you benefit the
Benefit
What steps are you taking in the society?
society. There are two parts I consider. My team is part of my family and my family is part of my team. As I told you, my wife and son is supporting my business. So that is one part of society, my team. The other part of society is those who are not related to me. Okay, there are two parts. So first part, they are sharing my joy, cheer, work, everything with me, along with commercials also. I always put, I don't work on basic salary model. Little salary, more incentives, more work-based. That is a model I work, and people enjoy. People who take ownership, and they are good in giving the outputs. So that is one way I am sharing with my one part of society. The other part I am doing through charity. So we chose, and around 1,000 students I go and through my hand I distribute. So along with product, whatever we are giving, I am sharing love also. And they are getting motivated, and they wait for me every year during September. Every year this time, they will be having a consistent relation also. All the kids from the various schools, government schools. Please.
So, if you talk about entrepreneurship and corporate world, which one is better?
Again, it's your choice. You want to be
It's not
a small.
Suppose I want to start a business, but I don't have enough money. I'll go for that. I'll definitely go for corporate world.
No, what do you want to start a business? I can show you 1,000 people who started business with zero. At least you have management graduation certificate on hand.
So even you at BTech, you said you have done BTech.
Yeah, but I
You
did
would have
this.
gone to corporate world, but you chose a different path. You chose to go for business.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, so I did my BTech in civil. I entered construction business 7 years back. So all the years I was not into domain. Domain know-how won't help you anything. It makes you executive, not a businessman. It makes you a workforce where you can hire multiple workforce if you have business, if you develop the business practices properly. So that would be recommended. And don't look into corporate world and comparatively you can't start that. So for that reason you compromise yourself to that won't be right way. You can start very little. There are thousands of examples how they started very little and become. So then it never starts in overnight. No, you need to start. Things will happen, but don't lose hopes and please.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I am Pooja Jagudi. So I want to ask you only one question. At what age you started means at what age you join your family business?
It's very interesting actually. I wanted to share with you, but a little hesitated. When I was 18,
18.
yeah, I was doing BTech second year, I guess. Okay, I decided myself to be businessman, and what are the steps I took? Maybe looks sounds odd, but it worked for me. Immediately I decided when should I marry, because marriage is a phase where we lose something and we get something. During that time, early marriage time, we lose something for sure, and we get some kind of advantage. We got boosted, we got more energetic and others. There are plus and minuses there. So that phase I decided to have it between 19 and 21 of my age. Okay. So I went to my parents and asked to get my marriage. They laughed at me and you are too young to marry. Then I said, by my age of 40, I want my supporting son. I was that innocent at the time. I didn't expect girls will be doing this good at all. At that time it was it's about 1988. Okay. Yeah, please.
So actually, if you have already gone to do BTech, then how did you think about doing MBA or business?
I was not happy with the academic system. I'm always last bencher. I never liked the system what they are trying to. At least civil is better. We had certain surveying and few real-time things, but most of the curriculum now the curriculum is really, I don't know where they are taking us to. We used to have housewiring, carpentry, welding, all those things we used to have in our BTech curriculum, though we are not into that area. So for all the students, we used to have common curriculum. Now if you find a spark in the electrical plug, you people are panic, what I guess, because you are not dealt with wire and switches. So we were exposed to that. In spite of that also, not. So I thought of creating something different.
Sir, one question. Yeah. Sir, so how many difficulties do you have to face at that time?
It's not only the time of beginning. See, 3 years back, I launched a product for education-based portal, for which I spent around 3 crores in 4 to 5 months period. I just push the money like anything into the market, launch it aggressively. Aggressive is my strength or weakness. I don't, I can call it both ways. So I go aggressive. I don't like going lazy and all. I go, what I believe is like, if you can do 10 things in the same period, where someone is thinking, lot of analysis, lot of strategies, and is making for doing the same thing for one item. So obviously you are at the winning side. 3 out of 10 is very obvious success ratio, you can say. So when he is doing one item, one task, you can try with the successful task. So that is the way I am a speed lover. So I spent around 3 crores within 3 to 6 months period on the market. Completely flopped. I lost entire 3 crores. But still I have other areas which, so that is very recent, 3 years back. Recently I came over that that loss is recovered through some other means. But that was a big failure. Yeah, even after 20 years of journey. So prepare yourself for failures, prepare yourself for troubles. So even that I wanted to make, most of the students want to settle, that word really sounds funny, then marry. Settle and start something. I don't understand. When you start having fun, married life, family life, everything you have start from the day one. Don't struggle is there. Can anyone assure that even 40 years, 50 years age also, if something turns out different, then you should face it. Nothing should surprise you. For which you make it part of life. struggle also. That would make sense actually, that would lead us to happy life. Because there is a reading like this. Work like a slave and enjoy like king. My father used to tell, it is really working for me. When you work like a slave, when you have the scope of enjoying, you will open arms, full stretch of hands, the shoulders, you will do it. If you work like a king, when you have to face the troubles, you will feel that I enjoyed like anything, so I deserve the troubles or sufferings. So that would make you full stretch life, fullest of life. That is helping me. That single life is helping me a lot. So I go holiday frequently. Every weekend I enjoy. And we used to work in weekends also. So there is nothing like it is in my hands and I enjoy. If someone is instructing me to work on Sundays, it kills me. Whereas I decide everything. That keeps me happy. Anyone? Please.
So, I have questions in the beginning when you started your business. So, which strategy you follow? Means you have any competitor company?
I always work in innovation. From the beginning. In the beginnings, I always work with innovations. One is the second one, service club, which was told. It was all over India, there was no such experiment was done.
Have you inspired any company or it's your own innovation?
The idea was my own creation. Yeah. But inspiration, there are many people who inspire us on day-to-day basis. They need not be a celebrity to inspire us. Small, even at homemade lady who would give you a good flash that would make you work.
You may have single company that is having your mind.
What exactly you want?
The name of that company which inspired you by that you
No, it was not a big company actually. It was my father's friend who said, don't try to do what you call things differently. Sorry, do the same, different things. Better do the things differently. So that was a word which actually got motivated in a negative way. You got it? He said, do the same thing people are doing and try to do it better or in a different way. But I will do on different things and I will show it them. So I showed them actually. I made it a success. Different things can be established, done. But it needs a lot of inputs actually. You need to undergo struggle like anything. If it is already known, established system, if your little improvement and little betterment would make you your existence. But if you are going against stream and doing something different, you need to fight.
Sir, I have another question from HR point of view. So, in your organization, which type of activities follow to reduce the employee stress?
Stress. As I told you, they love stress because they are part of my family. I made my family part of team and my team part of.
So, if you have those who are working in your organization, those were facing problems or stress. So, which type of activities you organize?
No, we had monthly correction day, but it didn't work. It didn't work properly. But they have good access with my wife, as if they share it with the mother. That is the way. That system was never known. I established that system. Monthly correction day. Anybody can correct in reverse hierarchy. So anybody can openly discuss and all. But it didn't work. Nobody is ready to talk face to face with anyone. Maybe something is missing there. But they are comfortable with sharing everything with Aruna, my wife, and we are able to process. And there is more than 600 to 1,000 turnouts. I mean, all that last 12, 15 years. And everyone is intact with me. Most of them are Facebook friends and they regularly call me. And we have a very good relation with ex-team members. keeps us happy. Though we didn't pay much for them. And their involvement was, engagement was ultimate actually. They put themselves, usually the technical team used to, product showcasing also they used to come up. They never hesitated. They took the ownership. So that is how they worked and
That is activity to rotate activity.
we never planned anything. They came forward and as if घर में शादी हो ऐसा we take up everything. That is the way they. It's I won the team with love. What I can say. We used to have regular home visits, get-togethers, parties.
So I just wanted to ask you what all the products are dealing with manufacturer?
No, we are not into manufacturing. There are two areas I told you. One is IT products. I have 12 products which are made for customized business, domain-specific business solutions. Where I found the gap and I made a space there. Actually, generalized accounting packages they are like Tally, Wings, Focus. They are serving only 40% of requirement, individual's requirement for any stores or any retail business. And there is no customized business-based software. So we have 12 products like that. And that is one area. I have two companies I have. MARAM Software Private Limited and MARAM Constructions Private Limited. And in constructions, we are into three types of activity. One is own builder and taking contracts from others. And also we take up management contract, PMC, project management. So these are the activities.
When you went for diversification in business, what kind of challenges you faced?
No, I never felt diversification because our involvement makes, basically you will have, every business has its own functionality. Like one business has, what you call, the way you deal with the customers and vendors is different and other business has its own service.